Views, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. A little flurry in the air this morning. A little bit more in the way of flurries yesterday afternoon and last night, causing some slick road conditions, especially in southeast Michigan, as we move through the nighttime hours and the early morning hours tomorrow or yesterday and then this morning. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Jonathan Dent, the drive-in, a little bit slower. I noticed that when you go over water, the tail end wiggles a little bit.
Yep, those bridges can be a little bit tricky on you.
A little bit. Well, in southeast Michigan, I-75, I know southbound was closed for a while this morning, down by Flint, Grand Blanc, heading toward Detroit. I know there were a lot of accidents reported on 69, as well as on 23 and I-75. Not so much, but still a few bumps here and there in the Great Lakes Bay area. So can't emphasize enough, even as we go through the day today, be a little careful, especially on some of the not so heavily traveled roads. And then again, these overpasses and going over the bridges where you have water underneath, that cool air filtering underneath. Mm-hmm. And we really aren't seeing a whole lot of melting going on right now. What do we have for temperatures, Jonathan?
Yeah, right now out at the airport, they're reporting 27 degrees with flurries. Downtown Midland's also looking at a few flurries with 28 degrees. Here at Radio Center, 27 degrees. Also seeing a few snowflakes out there. We do still have some wind going on, and that's certainly not helping the driving conditions. Winds out of the west at 17 miles per hour, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. That's giving us a wind chill of 14 degrees.
Southeast Michigan, as we said, some real slick roads for a very good reason. We're seeing a lot of reporting stations, 2 to 3 inches of snow down right now, like Lapeer, down toward Ann Arbor, over toward northern sections of Detroit, and also down 23 when you get south of Ann Arbor, Saline, in that area, 2 to 3 inches, very common. Northern Michigan, obviously getting a lot more than what we're seeing in the southern part of the Lower Peninsula. Mansalona, the last time I looked, they were looking at more than 6.5 inches of snow on the ground. Gaylord, 7 inches of snow. East Jordan, looking at right around 6 inches. Grayling, they were talking 4.5 inches. I noticed that West Branch had 1 inch. Mayo had 2. Looking at, let me see, Traverse City. The last time I took a look there, they were reporting somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 inches of snow. So tracking snow if you're doing any deer hunting.
Yeah.
We're in the second week of deer hunting season. And it does look like we're going to stay a little bit on the chilly side here for the next couple of days. We did peak out close to 30 degrees a little bit earlier this morning, and we're not anticipating us getting back up there as we go into the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, scattered snow showers around, breezy conditions. You take a look at the radar, and it looks as though the Lower Peninsula is pretty well covered over, except for a few isolated areas in northern central parts of the Lower Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula, they're expecting, last time I looked, something like 14 or 16 inches of snow over the next day or so.
Glad we're down here.
Yeah, no kidding, man. But it's that time of the year. It's the end of November. I mean, back in 1995, we had 9.5 inches of snow on this state here in the Great Lakes Bay area. So it's not uncommon to see 3, 4, 5 inches after Thanksgiving, moving into the tail end of November. But the cutting edge is going to be, all right, just how long is this going to last? And the long-range outlook is indicating that we're not really going to see this cold weather stick around very much longer, maybe for at least through midweek. But then we're looking at 40 degrees moving into Thursday, probably 44, 45 degrees, upper 20s, low 30s for a low on Thursday night. A system will be coming from the Gulf of Mexico. It'll be moving up into the Tennessee and the Ohio River Basin. I think we're going to get the northern edge of it, but we very easily could see a half inch of rain during the day on Thursday moving into Friday. The low pressure system is going to generate that Gulf moisture, and it is going to push it up at us. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at temperatures close to 40 on Saturday. Partly cloudy skies. I think the best day of the two cloud-wise is going to be Saturday. Sunday, more in the way of clouds and a chance of some rain once again. We're going to be looking at 42 for a high on Sunday. So, moving into the first full week of the month of December, what are we looking at? Above average temperatures. Take us all the way through the 10th of the month of December. Above average on the temperatures, average as far as the moisture. So, the cold air that we're getting right now is going to be around for a few days. 30, we've already reached our high today, 20 for a low tonight. We'll continue to have that west breeze gusting up to about 25 miles per hour tonight. And during the day tomorrow, more clouds than sun, but we will see some sun. There will be a chance of a spotty snow shower around. 29 for a low tomorrow, 21 for a low tomorrow night. Then on Wednesday, we'll break the 30-degree mark. We'll get up to about 38, a mix of clouds and sun, 30 for a low on Wednesday night. And then, as we said, Thursday, 44, 45 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Then the system moves in on Thursday night and during the day on Friday. But all the way through that second half of the work week, temperatures will be running above normal. What's normal for this time of the year? 41 in the afternoon, 28 at night. Record high in this state, 66, set back in 1990. And 1990 was the warmest ever, November 27th. Our high was 66 and our low was 54. The record low in this state is 4, and that was set back in 1951 and tied in 1977. The coldest ever, November the 27th, was 1977. 22 was our high, and 4 was our low. A year ago, 43 was our high, 36 was our low. We picked up about 0.3 of an inch of rain. We also, we weren't looking at any snow, but for the month of November last year, 3.2 inches is what we accumulated. And this year so far, we're looking at about 1.3 altogether at MBS International. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Jonathan, who do we have?
We'll be talking with Gary Kaufman from Star of the West for our market report to start off this week. Then we'll head over to Doug Klein at Oppenheimer. All that's ahead, but first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, makers of Exceller Meal since 1991. That's a high bypass soybean meal that's used to maximize your dairy herd's production. For more information, tell your nutritionist or your local feed dealer today about Exceller Meal from Quality Roasting of Reese. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I did, Terry. Thank you. Hopefully you did as well.
Ate way too much.
Well, we always do, don't we? We just don't learn.
No, not at all. And I can't jog this morning because I break my neck or something,
Yeah, for heaven's sake, get on the treadmill.
There you go. Well, it looks like the guys in Chicago got on the treadmill. They've been beating up soybeans lately, but not today. What are they doing to us?
Yeah, basically soybeans, they got beat up last Wednesday and Friday, with Thursday no beating because of Thanksgiving holiday. Markets were closed. But, the soybean market's kind of, taking a drubbing. Soy oil markets Wednesday and Friday last week were lower. We've had 3 lower closes in meal. So all those markets, we were on a plus earlier this morning, but then the Brazil weather report came out, and we've seen some rain relief in some of the parched central and northern Brazil areas, and that turned the soybean market back to the red again, and that's going to be a market mover for beans for sure. It seems to be Brazil's now planted 74% of their crop, and that kind of trails last year's pace of 87, but they're making a lot of progress down there between the drought and the rains in a different part of their country. Wheat or corn and wheat, it's just crashing this morning. We're setting some new contract lows in both those commodities, and funds, we fell through some support values there, so the funds are selling and adding to their short positions, and it's created a little bit more sell-off here in those. So with all that being said, Terry, we'll start this last week of November in the red, unfortunately. Cash wheat is down 19 right now at 505 on the white, 425 on the red. New crop for 2024 down 16 at 578 on the white, 503 on the red. Cash and current crop corn down 9 at 384. New crop for next year down 8 at 438. Cash and current crop soybeans down 5, Terry, at 1227, and new crop for next year down 4 at 1196.
All right. Well, we got a full week of trading to get things back to normal, don't we?
Well, we always hope for turnaround Tuesday, as they say in the trade. So.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. Gary, take care. Have a good one, all right?
You too. See ya.
Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more on those markets, what's going on, not only the ag market, but some of the other related issues. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us.
Yes, indeed. The market report today brought to you by Thumb Bank and Trust, making agricultural loans since 1895. Farming today continues to offer challenges that are very demanding, and Thumb Bank and Trust helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, now with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. Also by Schaefer and Beerline. The seasons are changing, and so is the new Ram truck inventory at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. 2023 HDs are still coming in, and the 2024 1500s are arriving. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, well, it's time to go to Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. We say good morning to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Doug, how are we starting out this week?
Well, there's a few new lows this morning here. Natural gas hit another new low. Of course, that's been a trend lately. Maybe it'll help some people out in their heating season for the rest of the year. Who knows? But the new low in corn and new low in wheat, that's kind of a trend. I don't know. Precious metals seem to be a little bit firmer. They kind of expect the interest rate cut in the spring, which is a long ways away, if you ask me. But some money is going back into precious metals. So I guess like I said, it's a little bit earlier than I would think they should be moving that way. But we shall see. Anyway, so here's your numbers. December corn is 454.5, down 8 3/4. The March corn is 474.25, down 8 1/4. January soybeans 1326.5, down 4 1/4. March soybeans 1344.5, down 4 1/4. December wheat is 529 3/4, down 19 cents, and the March wheat is 559, down 18 1/4. Crude oil fairly steady, 75.41, down 36 cents. Heating oil is 276.16, that's unchanged. Gasoline is $2.15.10. That's up 1.5 cents. Natural gas at $2.91.5. That's down 8.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3637 at the border. That's virtually unchanged. The dollar buys 148.98 yen. That's down 46 ticks. The euro's at 109.30. That's virtually unchanged. And the dollar's at 103.42. That's up 2.5 ticks. Gold is at $2,008.40, up $5.40. Silver's $24.66, up 32 cents. And platinum's at $914.40, down $18.
You know, I was just looking at the heat degree days,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, because of the mild weather that we had been having, we're still below what the average should be for the month of November, and even the year. We're running below on that. I think it was. Let me see here, 628. Heating degree days here in November, and we should be close to 660.
You know, that could change.
You think?
You think?
Boy, it sure feels like it. Have a good one, Doug.
Thanks, you too.
All righty. Let me see. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Let's take a break, and then who do we have on tap?
We'll be talking with Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Then we'll head over to Jerry Reif, our farm attorney, right after this.
While the harvested field has a certain peaceful look to it, the wise farmer knows there's still a lot of potential sitting there. A fall application of Dairy Dew's layer manure accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food by returning nutrients to the soil.
Right now, Dairy Dew's layer manure from Morgan Composting is only $60 a ton.
Gypsum Plus is a miracle medicine for your soil. It provides micronutrients of calcium and sulfur while improving aeration and water percolation, giving your field the ability to soak up water.
Dairy Dew's Gypsum Plus comes in organic or conventional and starts at only $56 a ton.
Looking for a really economical way to break down your crop residue back into the soil? Dairy Dew's Tacky Manure is the simplest way to get it done. Order now and get it working before winter.
Tacky Manure from Morgan Composting is only $35 a ton.
Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew product for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Beta Seed is known for an all-star lineup of experts, breeders, technicians, and scientists around a single goal, your continued success. This is Rob Gerstenberger reminding you that Beta Seed works hard to understand your challenges, goals, and opportunities. We have varieties bred to maximize tonnage and sugar while also managing disease, all developed and refined in your local grower fields. We know that you manage a lot of variables, but your Beta Seed team remains focused on one, grower satisfaction. Let me know how we've done and how we can build the next generation of seed together.
Freeland Bean and Grain, a sponsor here of Farm Service. They're the guys you should be talking to, Mr. Farmer, especially when we're getting ready for 2024. A lot of folks working in the soil right now. It's starting to firm up a little bit, so they're trying to get a few things done. Might be a good idea to be contacting the Certified Crop Advisor, Vic Hupfer, at Freeland Bean and get your tips here for 2024. Serving you since 1983. We're serving you is their business, Freeland Bean and Grain. Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. And Jerry, a little bit of snow out there.
Yeah, Terry, I was going to be all proud and tell you how I got my last mowing in to chew up the leaves that finally came down Sunday afternoon, but I didn't make it. We got snowed out.
And I got leaves all over the place. It looks just like I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think we're going to be fine again this weekend. I think it's going to warm up enough. Well, another weekend we can get at it and get those final leaves chopped up and mixed into the lawn. Will be just fine. But one of the things I want to mention today is, so we've got this snow on the ground, we've got some on the pavement, and already people are starting to salt. Please be sparing with salt. It's not because salt's expensive, but it's because the damage it does to plants and turf. Over the years, I've seen some horrific damage from oversalting. So put a little bit of salt down in those icy spots. If it's not enough, come back and get a little bit more rather than dumping it all down at once and saying, yeah, we'll get it for sure. So you can always add more. Remember that.
Good advice. Jerry, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Over to our attorney, specializing in agricultural affairs, especially Jerry Reif. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Terry?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. Understand we've got a little get-together scheduled for sometime this week?
Yep, we got a workshop scheduled for Thursday at Capocco here in Saginaw. It's free at 2 o'clock on Thursday, and we look forward to going through a lot of questions that people ask. We just came through Thanksgiving, and we should be very thankful for our freedom and our family and our country and our religion, etc. We have all those freedoms, but now we're moving on to Christmas, and I want to be the first one to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to give them a gift, which is a free workshop and a free consultation. Just call me at 989-790-1461 or jerryriflawyer.com. You can get all the information you need. The seminar itself is going to cover a lot on how to protect everything that you worked hard to accumulate, protected for the family, sometimes from the family. There's a lot of different possibilities, let's put it that way. And of course, this is all free. This is my gift to whomever. Even if you have a plan in place, now's the time to review it. Rules change, family situations change. It's a dynamic that you want to stay on top of, and the best plans are the ones that are current.
And again, that telephone number, Jerry?
989-790-1461, or website is jerryriflawyer.com. Happy to have you come in, schedule an appointment, free consultation, free seminar. Merry Christmas.
And again, that's at 2 o'clock this coming Thursday.
That's right, 2 o'clock at Capocco Credit Union in Saginaw. It's on Cabaret Trail.
Very
South
good.
of McCarty and west of Bay. Not hard to find.
Jerry, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing a lot of folks out there. You take care.
Yeah, you too.
All righty. Jerry Reif. Let's find out what's going on. Speaking of year-end, Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Let's talk a little bit about some of these year-end reporting requirements for businesses, Eric.
Yeah, Terry, a couple things I wanted to go over. One, any business that has, I guess what the IRS would consider trade or business activity, basically doing business with others and they're providing services. We got to remember to take a look at all of those transactions and determine which require a 1099 form to be filed. So basically any person or entity other than a C corporation, so LLCs would count, partnerships and individuals, but if they provide services over $600 that you pay them in a year, then you're required to file a form 1099 NEC, which is for non-employee compensation. So you would have to file that form and then give a copy to the recipient that you paid for those services. Then there's also the 1099 for miscellaneous, which the biggest one we see is rent. So a lot of those farmers out there, if you're paying rent to landowners, you need to issue a 1099 miscellaneous to them if it's over $600 for the year. So those amounts and those rules haven't changed. The one big one that we've been talking about on and off is the 1099K, which is for credit cards and third parties like PayPal and things like that. So if you're doing business using credit cards to receive income or through PayPal or those types of sites, they were really lowering the threshold on that where you would be receiving 1099s. They were trying to take it down to $600. So anything over that, you would get a 1099 and have to report that on your tax return. So now they're looking at least $5,000 for this next year, and Congress is still talking about changing that rule so it's not so burdensome.
All right. Good information. Eric Sawatsky, thank you so much for sharing. You have a great day, okay?
You too, Terry.
All righty. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. We'll be right back.
Billed as a revolution in Cercospora management, the CR Plus trait from KWS has really proven itself in fields this year. What began as a promising innovation has become an invaluable tool, delivering green fields for growers who report less sprayer passes and protection through harvest. Maybe it's time to put the power of Plus to work in your fields. The KWS CR Plus trait is licensed to Beta Seed and Crystal Brand Seed and available in select varieties.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons Quality Clothing and Shoes since 1919 at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios